really dominant team, but a lot of good teams?
Probably, but I can't remember. But probably. Things probably been like that before.
This is one of those years where you could throw about 20 teams, and you guys being one of them, you could get hot and make a run.
I don't think that maybe the freshmen made the impact that some of them made in years past, and but I think it's going to come down to the people who have experience are probably going to have a leg up come tournament time. I think Kansas, their guys, they've got experience. Iowa State's got experience. Oklahoma's got a lot of experience. They've got a lot of upperclassmen. I think that's the reason why they're top. Those teams are top 3 in the country. Really, they've got quite a bunch of upperclassmen.
And some of those teams that take the so-called one-and-done guys have struggled a little bit this year.
You're not going to be able to do it every year.
Yeah.
Cal's probably the best there ever was at it, and they went to NIT one year.
Yeah.
Lost the first round in NIT. It happens.
Bob, when you're talking about Evan's minutes, surely you're not commentating on the fishing.
No, I wouldn't do that.
But he's had
far be it from me.
he's had a couple single-digit games scoring in the United States for Tech. He's been in foul trouble a couple of times. Is it a little bit of him too, maybe being frustrated with some things that are not being called, and maybe trying to do a little bit too much to break through things, or is he above that?
I don't think I can say what I want to say. I can't say the truth because then and I don't know how to say it. I'm misogynist. Watch the film.
Use my imagination.
Well, watch the film. He has constantly got a knee in his behind and a shoulder in his back, and I think after a while that gets frustrating.
When you use your bench as much as you do, that's perfect. That's as far as you can push it on.
Yeah. Can you be hypothetical? If a guy is getting banged around and not getting called,
what they used to do to Chamber.
Can you see that possibly affecting his performance?
There you go. Right.
I didn't need footnotes. I got it, but I got it. Yeah. When you use your bench as much as you do, does it vary from game to game based on the opponent, or is it just simply what you all do and it's the same Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday?
I tell them from the beginning, the better you play, the more you're going to play. Jason Page comes in and plays well. If he can stay out of foul trouble, he's going to play more. Elijah's going to play more, the better he plays. We've been working on trying to play 2 of those bigs together. Because if Elijah starts to play better, if he's playing better than those other guys, why wouldn't we play him? It hurts our pressure to a degree.
How much more demanding is it to keep tabs on it? Obviously, this guy's the bench. When you have a traditionally like 3 or 4 man, and it's a rotation, you kind of know like at a certain point and a half the guy is going in. But it's very different than that.
I don't want to do that. I've heard the suggestion before, let me put it that way, from people sitting behind me, very close behind me, that maybe we ought to, go, 4 minutes and then sub or whatever. Well,
Your daughter does that?
No, it's not my daughter. It's those guys I'm paying to do it, actually. But sometimes you get tired before 4 minutes. Sometimes you're playing pretty well. I don't ever want to stop a run. Unless a guy asks out, we're not going to stop a run. But I just don't. Don't like absolutes when it comes to that. It's like 4 minutes to get Devin out. What if Devin just scored 8 points in a row and he says, I'm good. Why would you take him out? Or why would you take Jayshawn out or anybody else that's on a run? This doesn't make any sense. And the game's got a lot to do with it. If they're going to call a foul every 15 seconds, who gets tired? Other than the people in the stands. The people on the floor don't get tired.
And officials calling it. And there's no hard and fast rules as far as like I want 2 guys in before 16, or I don't like not even like a minute ceiling for guys.
I'm not a rule guy that way. They tell me when they're tired. If they're not running back down the floor, then I know they're tired and I get them out. If they're not going to rebound it, they're standing out there, they're coming out.
Coach the game.
Yeah.
Rather than the pregame.
And working towards certain lineups then too is the trick. Making sure that you have 5 more fresh, or you get 3 guys to rest, and they could be fresh when you get out there.
You play the 5 guys that are playing the best.
It's going to change every game.
Yeah, I mean, Jayshawn didn't play well against Oklahoma State. He didn't play as much. When Jayshawn, generally speaking, in the last whatever game, that was the only game he really didn't play as well as he's been playing. And the only reason we're getting him out now is foul trouble. If it's a hard game and we can play Dev 30 minutes, we're probably going to play him 30 minutes.
Going back to what you were talking about officiating, do you find it to be different when you're at home than on the road? And I mean, generally, I don't think officials do it intentionally, but do they get intimidated? Do they get?
I don't think so.
I mean, like Devin played 17 minutes, or played 17 against Kansas, and, played okay, and then he goes to Oklahoma, and he's not in there.
I had to have him at the end of the game. That's the way the game was being called. I didn't want to take a chance of putting him back in the first half, and that has a lot to do with it. I think I told you this, but my dad used to say you have to coach the game within the game, and for people to think that officials aren't a part of the game, they're a huge part of the game, and they dictate a lot what happens. If they're kind of letting guys play, you're more apt to take a chance on a guy not getting his 3rd foul in the first half. If they're blowing a whistle every 30 seconds, then you're probably not going to put that guy back in. It all depends on the flow. I guess the flow of the game is the right thing to say, or if there is a flow.
2 years ago, when you were putting together your press, incorporating your ideas and how you wanted to put it together, how much did you see what Shaka was doing at VCU? And
I did.
No?
I did. I talked to Shaka before the Maryland game. 10 minutes or whatever. I respect what he's done, obviously, but I talked to Kevin. I think Kevin's the master. I talked to Kevin yesterday. Kevin's the master. Kevin's the guy who did it the longest, who was the best at it. Why wouldn't you go to the guy that kind of, sort of the founder of it? If you want to talk about 401k, you probably ought to talk to Bob Reynolds.
Right. Chuck was saying yesterday that they're obviously not to the point yet where they want to be in the press with Texas. Going through it your first year, what's he kind of going through now, trying to incorporate a press with new guys and a different set of guys? Well, I mean, what did you kind of have to go through, your first year?
I kept some of the stuff that I liked, and I didn't keep some of the stuff that I didn't understand, or I didn't think it was different for me. I thought Joe Alexander had a chance to be great, and he wasn't going to be great if we kept doing the things they were doing before, because that wasn't Joe's
forte.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Different guys excel at doing different things, and I thought our best chance of being the best we could be was with Joe on the floor, not on the bench.